Hi, I'm Rebecca Cooke. I'm running for Congress here in the 3rd Congressional District. We'll see you guys.
It's long days.
We gotta get going
Yeah,
here,
I'll give you one of these.
Hi, how are you guys doing? Yeah, nice to meet you.
I'll be working all day today on the campaign.
Hopefully you vote for me.
And then I work at 4 o'clock tonight, and then I wait tables until about 9 or 10 o'clock, and then I go home and go to bed, and then I do it all over again.
Rebecca Cooke is a waitress from Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and she's arguably one of the most important people in American politics right now.
We've got election coming up, so an important one.
Her election could decide which party controls the U.S. Congress.
Small business owner who grew up on an Eau Claire dairy farm.
A Trump-endorsed Republican, Derek Van Orden.
Experts predict this year's race will be even tighter.
This is where I've been waitressing for the last couple of years while I've been running for Congress.
Do we not have any more mopeds?
For me, it's necessary. I mean, I'm a working class candidate.
Some of these tables are wonky.
You know, I still have to pay my bills while I'm running.
So you have to put coasters on there.
Cooke is running in a purple state in a purple district, Wisconsin's 3rd, currently represented by a right-wing Republican.
Derek, who is an incredible congressman. I don't know if there's somebody running against him or not.
Well, there is. And her background, a 4-H champion, a former small business owner, and a waitress, is not the typical path to the House.
I frankly believe that we need more working class voices in Congress.
At a time when the typical U.S. representative is worth 14 times more than the median American household, could the answer to reclaiming the People's House be running real working class candidates in contested districts? Rebecca Cooke wants to be proof.
And I think that there's a lot of value in having working class voices in DC because failed policies are ones that we've lived.
This is my home. This is like where I grew up. This is the family farm that I was raised on. A big reason why I'm running for office is because of this place. So,
Wisconsin's dairy farmers face a crisis.
More than 400 dairy farms in Wisconsin closed last year.
A new report shows Wisconsin has lost more than 1,800 dairy farms since President Trump took office in 2017.
like a lot of Wisconsin farmers, we had to sell our cows because of the price of milk and competition with larger dairies, which was tough. This is where for years and years our cows were, where we would come out and you'd have them like come into the barn. And it was really great work. Like my dad did everything that he did with a lot of pride.
I mean, we've had a farm in this district for 150 years. So when you lose a business like that, it's not just losing a business, but it's a part of your traditions and heritage and your way of life. I'm running for Congress because I want to take on corporate monopolies that have really robbed us of those traditions and of our farming heritage.
The smaller family-run operations, 100 cows or less, have pretty much disappeared.
Larry Bjork is a farmer in nearby Menominee.
I'll take up the silage pile, and then you can look around at the neighborhood.
From up on his farm, he showed us just how devastated his own community has been.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not milking cows, not having a family operation. One behind those trees, Cooke farm.
A lot of farms that used to be dairy farms, and none of them are dairy farms.
None of them are dairy farms.
Okay. And what are the forces that are driving people to do that?
You have to be in a situation where you can borrow money to buy more land so you can feed more cows.
You have to get big.
Just to get big to survive. And most guys say, the heck with it, and have said the heck with it.
How could we address that larger issue of monopolization?
Yeah, I think it's about enforcing antitrust laws. So you see a lot of hyper-consolidation across the agricultural industry. Like right now you have 4 main meat processors, for example. And so ensuring that we can even the playing field so that we're keeping it competitive. You're always gonna have the big guys. The big guys are always gonna be there. But how can you make it so that it evens the playing field for other people to be able to have a foot in the door, to be able to earn a living, and to be able to have the quality of life that they want.
But my grandmother and mother always took an apple to the Northern Wisconsin State Fair with a contest who had the biggest apple.
Gotcha. How'd they fare?
I think they did really well.
Yeah.
Larry has endorsed Rebecca Cooke.
Well, Rebecca will be the only Democrat that I'll be voting for. I mean, I will vote for President Trump. I like his policies from 4 years ago, and I really like his vice president.
And that's kind of the whole thing about a purple district. Wisconsin's third had gone blue in every presidential election since 1988 until
Fox News is projecting that Donald Trump has won the state of Wisconsin.
And even then, when Trump won the district, the longtime Democratic representative here still won his race. But in 2022,
a new face will represent Wisconsin's 3rd Congressional District.
With an open seat, Derek Van Orden rode the Trump base to victory.
The one man that's going to save this country, President Donald J. Trump!
Van Orden is best known for shouting lies at President Biden during the State of the Union, berating young Senate pages, and attending the Stop the Steal rally in D.C. on January 6th.
He's never lived on a dairy farm. He's never had to sell his cows because of the price of milk. That's a perspective that I bring. And if you want to try to win people over, maybe I'm that Democrat that does.
Because it's a calf that was born a week ago that needs me to get her on her feet, and then she can find where her breakfast is. Little wobbly yet, huh?
We asked Larry, a Trump voter, how she earned his vote.
The old thing on every political race is this candidate is most like me. If anyone would have knowledge on agricultural issues, it would be her. She's looking for the udder.
What would it mean for you knowing someone like that would be representing you in Congress?
It would be assuring to me. I mean, it even might make me a Democrat. Now that'd be really, hard to do right now. Here, baby. Well, you'll find it.
It's interesting talking to a farmer like Larry. I just kept thinking all politics is identity politics. He's going to vote for Rebecca Cooke in this race because he sees her as someone who comes from the same background he does, represents the region and the community that he's a part of, and he trusts her fundamentally to represent him. I mean, one way to think about the election in this district is how many Larrys are going to come out to vote for Rebecca. It's a video.
All right. So really quickly again. Hi, I work with Rebecca Cooke's campaign. She's running for Congress here in River Falls. Are you familiar with her? Oh, okay.
Cooke calls herself a moderate.
I'm running as a Democrat, but a pretty middle-of-the-road Democrat. So,
What exactly does moderate mean for a candidate that's running on the PRO Act, reproductive rights, breaking up big ag, and raising the minimum wage?
I think a lot of the things that I'm talking about are not that far out there. I think those are just kitchen table issues. If I ask somebody what are you worried about and what is keeping you up at night? They'd probably say, well, I have this really big healthcare bill that I'm worried about. The housing prices have really gone up and it's really tough to find a place to live. When I'm talking about housing and those types of things, it's not it doesn't, again, just affect people that are Democrats. It's affecting everybody.
I'm Rebecca Cooke. I'm running for Congress here.
I think that DC is full of a lot of career politicians and elites that are out of touch with regular working people.
In the last decade, working class support for Democrats has steadily eroded. Depending on how you see it, it's led to, or is reflective of, a party leadership sometimes distant from bread and butter issues.
There's a member of Congress from my own delegation that looked down on the fact that I'm a waitress and that I work for a living and that this is what I do.
Thanks for calling The Good Wife, so I can help you.
What do you make an hour working?
Yeah, so I make $8 an hour plus tips, but the tip minimum wage in Wisconsin is $2.33 an hour.
Great, I have you down then for 3 at 6 p.m.
Hourly wage work, that's important to me when I get to Congress, is to increase the federal minimum wage to at least $15 an hour.
Because I'm a server and bartender at my job, I think we get $4.33 an hour instead of $2.
Sarah Glassow works 5 jobs in Eau Claire to make ends meet: babysitting, daycare, house cleaning, the farmer's market, and waiting tables like Cooke.
She talked about her mom having a heart attack and needing surgery and how much it cost. The same thing happened to my dad a little over a year ago, where he had to have a quadruple bypass, and his medical bills are astounding. And just a short period of time, and thankfully my parents are in a position that they're able to pay off the bill slowly, but for some people that would be the step that leads them into homelessness.
There's a lot of people like myself. I'm on the exchange and I have catastrophic health insurance. but that's what I am able to afford, and it doesn't cover much. So thinking about how can we improve the Affordable Care Act as it stands without totally blowing it up. We have to protect Medicare and expand Medicare to ensure that it's a social safety net that so many seniors really rely on. My perspective, I think we need to expand it for regular things that deteriorate as you age, like hearing, dental, and vision, to expand that. My parents will go down to Mexico. They plan a once-a-year trip to get their dental work done because it's cheaper to do there than it is in our own country.
I like the idea of people that care about the working class, because that's what all of us are.
I've only talked to her at a county fair one time, and I says, are you going to be a Democrat that I'll think I made a mistake on? And she told me that she will be moderate Democrat. I don't think she used the term old school, but that was kind of the feeling that I was getting. Here, big brown Swiss heifer.
What does old school Democrat mean to you?
Old school Democrat means to me is that they are involved with working class people. And maybe an old school Democrat would keep us out of entanglements now. And now we seem to be so tied up in all these foreign things that we're doing that we ain't got enough money to help the people that just got clobbered with a hurricane. I don't think an old school Democrat will let that happen.
Thanks so much for watching our video. If you'd like to see more stories like this, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel to get more Perfect Union in your feed. And if you have ideas for other stories we should investigate, just drop them in the comments below.